Dear friends, now there is a one very hot subject, that is work from home or not. After moonlighting issue, it has become a burning issue in IT companies or in corporates. To answer this question, one organization, that is Work Index Plus report, we are discussing here. And the subject they have given: hybrid work is just work. Are we doing it wrong? This has been studied with a very big survey. Almost more than 20,000 employees across the 11 countries have been included in this survey, and we are discussing the analysis of the trillions on this subject. They have considered Microsoft 665 productivity signals. They have also taken care LinkedIn labor trends and Glint people science insights. So they have done this job very systematically, and they want to get the answer in very effective. They have distributed this study in 3 parts. Number one, in the key findings from India, because we are living in India, we have to bother our Indian organizations and Indian work culture. So the first thing we will discuss key findings from India. Second thing we will discuss, or we will give data, reskilling or upskilling for growth. Third thing we will discuss, back to office trend. So let us discuss number one, key findings from India. The growing disconnect between employees and leaders. This has become the very important issue when people are working from. 93% employees in India felt they are productive at workplace, but 91% leaders disagreed. So you can understand what employees thinking, what their bosses or leaders are thinking. Second issue is 47% of employees and 58% of leaders report that they are already burnt out at work. So this is a very big question mark. What can happen? You have to think and answer. Third thing is 56% of employees can confidently say their company solicit employee feedback at least once in a year. So what was happening earlier? 56% employees are giving this data, their feedback is being considered once in a year effectively, whether it's a performance feedback or it is a some other feedbacks, but feedback system was working before work from home. Number four, 44% of companies rarely, if ever, collected employees' feedback during this work from home culture. So they are not considering when they are taking decisions on performance management, promotions, transfers, or any other managerial issue. During this period, they are collecting the data, they are analyzing, but they are not collecting the feedback from the employees. Let us discuss the second issue, reskilling for growth. What kind of environment we have generated? Number one, 60% of employees say there are not enough growth opportunities in their company to stay long. So they are finding the another jobs and they are trying to quit. Second data is 90%. Global average is 76%. As I have discussed, we have gone through this study in 11 countries. So global data is 76% and Indian data is 90%. Say they have stayed their company longer if they could benefit more from learning and development opportunity. Means they are giving this feedback if we are not getting the opportunity to learn. Number three is 66% say the best way to develop their skill is to change companies because they think we are not getting this opportunity. So it is better to leave the company or to join the another company so that they can ask. Number 4 is 4% of Generation Z and millennials. Employees say they will stay longer at their company if it is easier to change the job internally. So they are talking about their mobility policy when the internal systems are working. So they are focusing on internal mobility. So they will stay more, otherwise they will lose their job and they will join another company. Third thing we have to discuss, back to office trend, what employees or what leaders are thinking. This study give this report. Number one, 93% of leaders say getting employees back to the office is a concern. It means employees is interested to come back and management is also planning to call them back and start their working from their offices. Number two, 91% would be motivated by the promise of the socializing with the co-employee and 92% by the prospect of rebuilding team bonds. It means when they are working in the organizations, they can develop two things. One is the socializing, second one is the rebuilding of their team. The bonding will automatically increase when they will work from the office. Third thing is 80% of employees say they need a better reason to go to the office beside the company expectations, but will be motivated to go for other regions like collective success enjoyment. When the organization is getting success, they can enjoy more individually, or work from the home culture, they cannot enjoy much. Second issue is team support. When they want to ask something, they can ask with a 1 step or 2 step or maximum 50 steps away. Third thing is sharing personal and professional information with their colleagues, so their or work satisfaction would be more as people are giving this report. So these are some questions. Now you have to think what would be your answer. Please do communicate so that we can proceed further and we can think what kind of culture we can inculcate in our organizations in coming days. If you want to know more, please contact at VK Dynamic Leadership Center or send your queries, your suggestions, your voice so that we can collect and we can move this study